Hey, what's up guys? We're here checking out some new Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Let's go ahead and hop right into it. So first off, we got some new Buster Blader link support, and on top of that, we got a new Key link support, and on top of that, we got new Rose Dragon / I don't know if I want to call it Black Rose support, but let's go ahead and check out these new cards. So first off, we have Crossroads Dragon. This is a Dark Dragon link effect with link to 800 attack, and the link zones are on the left and the bottom. Anyways, it's two monsters with different types, and it says you can only use this card's name first and second effects once per turn each. The first effect is during the main phase. As a quick effect, you get to tribute this card and one plant monster you control to special summon one Rose Synchro monster or one plant Synchro monster from your extra deck. This is treated as Synchro Summon. The second effect is if a monster or monsters you control is destroyed by a card effect while this card is in your graveyard, you get to banish this card from graveyard to special summon one Rose Dragon monster from your graveyard. Now, I briefly did check out some of the targets for this, so it's like, okay, what are the Rose Dragon? I know that this is Rosemary. I don't know if that would count as a Rose, because it definitely does say run Rose Synchro Monster. Not that that would really have like a huge implication on like, oh my gosh, this is an amazing target. But you also have Garden Rose Maiden as another target. So that is kind of cool because this lets you instantly add Black Garden, which can set up for potential ways to actually search out that card, kind of like how, you know, Ancient Fairy would be able to get you that card. But nonetheless, I think it is pretty cool because it does let you maybe pull off some crazy combos with this. But Black Guardian has always been seen in crazy FTKs and combos, so maybe that could be a card you can go for. I mean, Black Rose Moonlight Dragon was kind of okay, but looking at the other Synchro monsters that are just plant, right? If you go into just the plant Synchro monsters, I was like, you get any plant Synchro monster? But like, if we look at the options here, there really isn't much. What are you going to do? Just spam that Queen of Thorns, try to burn your opponent for some life points? I don't think it's very good, but this is technically another plant Synchro over here, so that is kind of cool. But again, I just don't see this being insanely good. But it does have the other effect where if a monster or monsters is destroyed, you get to bring back this. You can banish as a special summon and bring back another Rose Dragon from the graveyard. So you can bring it back basically twice. Again, I just don't see it being insanely strong. Anyways, this is the World Keymaster Lib, and it is a light Cyberse Link effect monster with Link 2 with 2000 attack, and the link zones are in the left and the bottom left. And it just requires two monsters, and it says it cannot be link summoned unless there's a World Legacy card in your graveyard. You can only use this card's name first and second effects once per turn each. The first effect is during your main phase, you can set one World Legacy spell and trap directly from your deck to your field, but you cannot activate that card during this turn unless you have a World Legacy monster in your graveyard, which is not that difficult. And then the second effect is if this link summon card is sent to the graveyard as link material, you can shuffle one card on the field into the deck. This card, however, will probably see some play in some variants of decks, but nonetheless, that is that card. Next up, we have the Companion Whelp of the Destruction Swordsman, aka this is like most of like the Buster Blader stuff. But let's go and check it out. So anyways, it's a link 2 with 400 attack, and the link zones are on the bottom left and bottom right, and it requires two monsters, and it says you can only use this card's name first and second effects once per turn each. The first effect is if it is link summoned, you get to send one Destruction Sword card from your deck to the graveyard, then you can just summon a Buster Blader from your hand. If it's in a hand or a deck, this would be so much better. But the second effect is at the end of the battle phase, your battle phase, if your opponent controls no monsters, you can target one of your Buster Blader monsters that did not declare an attack this turn and inflict damage to your opponent equal to its attack. Okay, so I guess you can maybe pull off some OTKs with Buster Blader and and unfortunately it is your battle phase, but nonetheless, okay, I guess, like I said, maybe OTK with Buster Blader a little bit more. But I haven't seen anyone really talk about this. Someone let me know, is this going to make the deck really good? I might have to get some gameplay of it because I have not played Buster Blader. I don't remember a bunch of the effects. But on top of that, guys, we got some new Dark Magician support, which is actually pretty good. This card, I think, came out like yesterday. I didn't make a dedicated video towards it. Actually, you know what? This came out earlier today, but technically it was yesterday because midnight, whatever. Anyways, it says the name of the card is the Servant of the Soul or Faithful Servant. Quick play spell. It says you can use the second effect with this card's name only once per turn. The first effect is to place on top of the deck one card from your hand, deck, or graveyard that has the name Dark Magician, or that specifically lists the cards Dark Magician and or Dark Magician Girl in its tech except for Faithful Servant. During your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard to draw cards equal to the number of Palladium Oracle monsters or Dark Magician and or Dark Magician Girl with different names on the field and in the graveyard. You know what I was thinking for the OCG players? You go ahead and hit the grass. go ahead and send like, you know, 10, 15 cards to the graveyard, potentially go ahead and draw a bunch of cards. I like it. Next up, though, we have a new like Wind Charmer card over here. And let's go ahead and check out this card. So anyways, this is the Wind Spirit Medium. And it is a wind spellcaster effect with 1850 attack and 1500 defense points. Oh no, another thing important, it is level 5. You can't just normal summon it. But it says you can only use this card's name first and second effects once per turn each, and it is always treated as a Charmer card. But you can discard both this card and a Wind Monster card to add one Wind Monster with 1500 or less defense from your deck to your hand, except for the Wind Spirit Medium. Also, for the rest of the turn, you can't activate monster effects except for the effect of Wind Monsters. And then when a Wind Monster you control is destroyed by battle, you can special summon this card from your hand. Okay, so that is kind of cool. I'm just thinking of like the ways we can really utilize this. I gotta double check the Wind Witches. I feel like that would be probably like a way that you can utilize it, because they also have that restriction. You can only go for winds anyways, and that's a little bit more consistency potentially to that deck. Another thing that I did want to mention is there is new Lost Art for 2020, which I think is pretty cool. If you guys don't know what the Lost Art series is, it's a bunch of the Yu-Gi-Oh cards that had a different artwork in the OCG than the TCG. Like for example, the Edge Imp is changed. I believe it's with the eyes over there. Then the Offerings to the Doomed, you can see that there is the cross in the background. That usually gets changed for the TCG. And then over here with Solemn, we see the little halos above the lady's head. And then for Foolish, this one is actually probably one of the biggest deals for the Lost Art. That, and I think like Monster Reborn was like a really huge deal. And then Gustav, no one really playing Gustav too many times, but Super Rejuve just got that new change on the ban list, so that is cool to see the reprint of Super Rejuve. This one's different. It's actually pretty small, but basically over here you can see it's like red because it's supposed to be like a I want to say it's like, well, it's supposed to be like a dragon, but basically it used to be like purple, so it would look more, I guess, cartoonish. Gustav Max's canon was changed, but those are all the artwork changes. And I think the one that we'll probably be seeing the most out of play is probably Foolish Bro. But anyways, those are the new Yu-Gi-Oh cards as well as the new artwork. We'd love to know what you guys think about any of these down below. I'm not sure if these are going to be actually implicating the meta a lot, other than this card. Again, I just don't see people really playing Buster Blader, but I'll get you guys gameplay of it. So if you're new here and you do want to see that, hit subscribe, turn on that bell, and you'll definitely see some new Buster Blader gameplay with the new Link Monster. And if you guys want to send me any replays of any of the new Link Monsters, we'd love to see that. Send it into AzneyesReplays@gmail.com. But let me know down below what you think of the cards, as well as what your favorite of these new Lost Art are. For me, hands down, Foolish Bro. I think that this was a much needed change for a very long time, because most of the time if you guys go play on like Dueling Book or any of these card websites, they always use the classic art, because I think the Foolish Bro definitely looks nice. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a good one. I'm signing out. Peace.